Hi guys, and welcome back to the Full 90. We're back again for another stream. I'm joined again by Raf, as always. It's been a while since I did a stream on the football content. As you guys know, I think the last one I did was on the start of the month, 1st of September, after we just beat Arsenal. So it's been a while. I want to start making more content for you guys regularly and do these streams more frequently. It's just about lining up the dates with the other guys on the stream, like Manny, etc. So hopefully we're gonna have a day where we do the stream like a Liverpool pod, and it's gonna be a consistent one. So yeah, just thought I'd let you guys know there is a lot more content to come this season. So do stay subscribed. Um, but yeah, Raf, it's been a while since we spoke about Liverpool. I think the last time it was when we discussed the Liverpool Arsenal game. A lot has happened since then. I think we've played 3 or 4 matches. But yeah, talking about yourself anyway. How you been? Everything good? How you been?
I've been good, bro. I've been good. Just come down with a bug right now, but yeah, I've been alright. Been enjoying actually, I've not been enjoying what I'm seeing, but you know, we're just
Yeah.
chugging along, and yeah, just excited for the season to continue.
Yeah, we're gonna preview Palace on the weekend. Or tomorrow actually we play Palace 3 p.m. kickoff. It's a big one, I think, in a lot of sense where we'll speak about the game, but before the game, I just want to quickly talk about where we sort of our last couple games. We've just played Everton Merseyside derby 2-1, big win. Before that, we had the late winner against Atletico Madrid as well. But coming into this game, what's your thoughts in terms of our recent form and coming into this fixture? Obviously, Palace beat us in the Community Shield on penalties, I think it was. They've got a great record currently as well, 17 unbeaten all comps. How are you feeling for the game tomorrow?
Yeah, I would. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous, but I think given what Palace's form has been, I'm not. I think that we can come out with a result, um, but I think the main thing is because I know that in previous games, Eze was a big factor for Palace, and him not being there, I think
Mm.
that will play a big part into how we play. So that's really my main thing. I'm more relaxed than other Liverpool fans that I've seen, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm easy at the moment.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Liverpool fans a bit worried about this one. I've seen a lot of fans even predict draws, maybe even drop points, maybe a loss. Even I've seen. I'm not as negative. I don't want to say negative. Obviously, I'm quite confident. Going into this fixture, we have a very good record at Selhurst Park. I know it's a tough ground, away game. I think last season we just scraped it. I think we won
One,
1-0. I think Jota, if I'm not mistaken, scored.
yeah, he scored early and then we just held it.
Yeah, and that game last season, as I don't know about you, but it's one of those games that convinced me that we can go on and win the league because very early on, the defense looked solid, and we were just racking up the wins 1-0, and I was like, that's a big win when it
Yeah,
happened. But yeah, in terms of the fixture tomorrow, I feel pretty, yeah, as you say, chilled about it. I think we'll talk about lineups and stuff and who would play in terms of selection and stuff, and then we'll do predictions and whatnot. But just I want to speak before we get onto the game. I do want to speak about just the general news surrounding the club. Obviously, by the thumbnail, you guys will see Rio. I just want to touch on him. Obviously, he signed a new deal, 3-year deal confirmed by Joyce, which is great to see. I think that deal is still going to go tribunal. I think Chelsea are going to get a fee, but not sure what it will be. But yeah, that was one I wanted to quickly discuss. Any thoughts on Rio getting the new deal, 3-year deal, take him up to 20, and obviously big things expected for him.
yeah, I'm happy for the kid, man. He's deserved it. He's put in the work. We saw him last season, in the under 21s, under 18s, putting out the comps, his dribbling and stuff like that. So just to see, his works like not gone unnoticed. He's got minutes this season, and I like the way he's getting minutes this season as well. It's
Mhm.
not, throwing him in the deep end. He's, last 10 minutes of a game, 15 minutes,
Mhm.
Slots used him. The way he's used Rio, his minutes and stuff like that. I'd rather it be it like that than
Yep.
use him up a lot. You know, like ease him in really more than anything. So yeah, I'm happy that we tied him down.
Yeah, no, it makes sense the way we're using him. I know he's got other senior pros to learn from, Gakpo, Chiesa, Salah, etc. So the way we're sort of easing him in, I think it makes sense. But yeah, moving back onto Palace, obviously, I don't know if you've seen the news today as well. Paul Joyce article dropped, and he has basically said Liverpool won't be going back in for Mark Gahey in January, and they see Leone's injury as one of those where we're not going to pay above odds to bring in a player whose contract at that time he'll have 4 or 5 months left. We're not going to pay a significant fee, according to Joyce. I'm a bit skeptical. I'm not sure if that us just bluffing and putting out briefing Joyce that we're not interested, so we can sort of get him for a cheaper deal. Did you see the reports of Joyce? What do you make of that? Obviously, with
As in
Leone
his
unfortunately doing his ACL.
Yeah, no, I've actually not seen that. And I can't lie, you telling me that it's broke my heart. But I don't know. It makes me think like we had that stance that we don't want to pay more than 35 mil for him,
Mm,
and it seems like now that it's gonna come to a time where in January we can do a pre-contract with him and get him on a free. I feel like we might just it's like we were talking that we're already quite light on centre backs, and that
mm,
next season, if Konate leaves, we'll need to sign one or two still. So I feel
yeah,
like in January we might obviously not go for Gahey, but if we tie him up to a pre-contract and then go for another centre back, I feel like that does make a lot of sense for us, because then we'd get one on a free and then one, I don't know, maybe we get another one for like 35, 40 mil.
mm.
That way, you get two players for that price in that sense.
Yeah.
So if we
Just
do it,
quickly, yeah. Sorry, you were saying.
nah, if we do it like that, then that's me having like a hopeful view on it, that we
Mhm.
do actually still go in for another centre back in January, even if it's not Gahey. But yeah,
Yeah, the report coming out from obviously is aggregated by Anvil Sector. Liverpool will not try to sign Mark Gahey in January, as it is not their approach to pay a significant transfer fee 5 months before they can recruit a player for nothing. That strategy seems unlikely to change even after Giovanni Leone's injury. Liverpool's strong hope is that nothing will change in his mind during the season and he'll move to Liverpool in the summer. Um, that's what Joyce has said. For me, I'm still a bit skeptical. I think if Konate goes down, I think we'll be forced into buying Gay at that point. I think a lot
yeah.
of it depends on how we get to January. Konate and Van Dijk still looking fit, and Gomez picked up form. Maybe Endo showed that he can play there. Then we might try and get away with it. But I would like Gay in, to be honest.
I think for me, if we can hold Van Dijk and Konate down till January, and it's like I said, if we go for someone else,
Yeah,
that will be fine. As long as we are going for a centre back in January, that has to be, because we know that I think that is going to be the key to us winning this league,
yeah. I
even
won't be.
even
I'll be
even the
honest.
Champions League.
I won't be surprised because if you go back a couple of years, back in 2020, when Van Dijk did his ACL, we needed a centre back. We didn't do anything, and then we ended up getting Konate in the summer. Um, my worry is we don't do anything, but I hope it doesn't come back to sort of bite us in the backside. Um,
Yeah. Um, I I don't know, because that was the one where we kind of panicked and we bought not bought.
Kabak and Ben Davies.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't think we will panic in that sense, because
Mm,
I don't know if Edwards was still the guy in charge during then. Um, like I don't see him panicking, and I feel like he'll be able to get another centre back in
mm,
January. Um,
yeah,
I'm from how it's sounding, you're more worried than what I am. I feel like we
I'm
will
worried.
go for another centre back.
I would not be surprised if we don't buy a centre back because what I think happened. This is just a hunch, right? So let's say we bought in not Konate. Let's say we got Gehi in. It's been pretty much confirmed by journalists. If Gehi somehow happened on the final day, Gomez would have left. Gomez would have went to Brighton, etc. on
Yeah.
loan. He would have been left the club. We would have not gone in with 5 centre backs.
Yeah.
So we still would have only went in with 4, and I think 4 is fine. You know, most clubs go into a season
Yeah.
with 4 centre backs.
That's normal.
However, with Arsenal, etc., their right back and left back can play. So they've got essentially 6,
Yeah.
7, 8 centre backs. That's the problem. They've got multifunctional players in that position where we don't. We have 4 centre backs, Endo and Gravenberch. If you're going to use them, guys, that's my
Yeah.
worry. But yeah, I do think Gehi would have got done if we manage to shift Gomez or Konate. I personally think Konate is going to leave
Yeah.
in the summer. I'm 99.9% convinced, and I think Gehi will replace him.
Yeah, I'm in the
And
same boat as you. With that,
yeah,
I'm in the same boat as you. I think he's gonna leave as well in the summer. So yeah, I don't know. You mentioned in Arsenal. I know you said like they've got 6. Was it 6 or 7?
6.
Um,
Well, they've got
they've got 2. They've got 2 for
every
each
position nearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 8. But the
But
thing is, though, the actual centre backs that they will use at centre back are, who is it? Saliba, Gabriel,
Mosquera and Henkapi.
Capia, yeah. So theirs is still technically 4, and they
Yeah.
will rotate those 4. 'Cause
However, they've also got Ben White, who we're not counting that for. He's essentially a centre back, can play there.
yeah,
And they've got Ben White essentially.
yeah. But the only thing that makes me think that Arteta, I think he'll literally have to lose like all 4 for him to put Ben White into centre back. I feel because during midweek when they played Port Vale, he played Ben White at right back and he started Saliba, which made me think, I know Saliba came back from injury and whatnot. He might want to give him like, some games to build up fitness again. But I think if he wanted, he could have played Ben White there and not Saliba. So that's what makes me think that his 4 centre backs are they're the ones that will actually play centre back.
Yeah. So whereas the weakness in their squad could be, we've got 4 very good fullbacks, attacking fullbacks: Frimpong, Bradley, Kirkes, Robertson. They don't have any really. They've got no natural wing back. They've got a bunch of centre backs that can play middle and left. White. They've got who else have they got? I'm trying to think.
They got Timber
White, and then Skelly play midfield. Calafiori, forgot about him. See, I mean, they've got a lot of players that can play.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping it comes back in the sense where, in certain games they need to go forward. They've not got the natural width like we have with Kirkes and Bradley. But anyway, moving along, obviously, Gehi situation, I'm sure we'll speak about it more throughout the winter window. And even in the summer, I think Konate is going to be a bit hot topic. I think he's gone, but we'll discuss that. But coming on to Palace.
Wait, quickly before that, I think Saliba signing a new contract kind of puts the pressure on us now again, because I think initially Konate, whatever we've been offering, I think he's been saying that he wants to be paid like the top centre backs in the league that are getting paid right now. So obviously, if Saliba was on a certain amount, he'll be wanting that or close to that. Now he's upped it. I'm pretty sure with his new contract, he's going to be wanting more, surely. So I think that again bites us as well with Konate.
Also, the reason why I think Konate is definitely off is Saliba signing that deal, because Saliba and Konate are both right centre backs. They're not the left side.
No.
Real Madrid are very, very unlikely going to buy both. It doesn't make sense for them, like financially, squad wise. Who do you play?
Yeah.
And for me, Saliba signing that even further confirms it, because they've clearly chosen Konate. I know there was rumours that they preferred Saliba potentially as their main choice, but Konate is just a great market opportunity. There's not much in it between them. I think even if you're a Saliba fan, you prefer Saliba, but Konate the top defender, and I think they've just seen it. Get Saliba in 2027, or get Konate now in 26 for free. Just makes sense, and we know Real Madrid love a freebie as well.
Can't believe losing 2 players to them on a free back-to-back season.
I'm hoping Konate is the last of the contract rebel. I think that period we had where, Klopp, Matka, that flux between 22, 23, where the structure wasn't there, the rumours, FSG looking to sell, we took the eye off the ball, and then this is what happens. I'm hoping
Yeah.
now, 2 years in, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, these guys, now they're 2 years, give them a new deal before, start
I've seen
negotiating now.
rumors that we're in talks with Gravenberch for a new contract. So
Yeah.
that was very positive. Hopefully that does get done as well.
That's what we got to do now, proactively start. Because when you're a top player, when you're 25, 20, with Van Dijk and Salah, it was a different case. They're in their 30s. You can negotiate, late on. But when you're a top player like Trent, Konate, world class, 26, 25 years old, you get into last 2 years, you're in trouble. Because the signing on bonus you get, the wages on offer at other clubs, and it becomes hard to keep these players. But I hope Konate is the last one, and I'm convinced he's gone. We just got to enjoy him and hope he can give us another title or Champions League. And, we'll clap him off and thanks for the service. But let's see, because I see there's rumors that he might change his mind, but I don't really buy it.
See, if we had this conversation before Tuesday, or even like during the first half of the game, I would have said I've got no worries if Konate leaves, because that performance that Leone put in, bro, I was so impressed. Like, that was the first time where I watched like a debut centre-back performance for us since Van Dijk, where I thought, wow, he is unreal. Like, everything he did, his composure, reading the game, everything was just so class. Like, at that point, I was legit in my head thinking, we have Van Dijk, Konate, and if we rotate Leone with either one of those, or whatever game, if he partners Van Dijk or if he partners Konate, like, I was thinking, we'll be fine this season. There's no issues, because I did not see this kid having any issues coming up against any of the top strikers whoever we have to face. Like, I was very confident, and then that happened, and I was just so gutted.
Yeah, it was an impressive debut for 18-year-old Anfield first game. He looked comfortable. He looked a lot better than Gomez.
Mine was better.
You look composed, and it's just one of the unfortunate things, on your debut. Similar to Timber, I don't know if you remember. Timber had the same situation. Signed for Arsenal first game, ACL, and Timber's come back strong. So let's hope. Obviously, Leone can come back strong. Obviously, there's Virgil there who would have has similar. Wirtz even went for an ACL early in his career.
Laser as well, Italian team.
Even Darwin Núñez obviously is gone, but I know he had an ACL early on in his career. But look, the technology's changed. If it was 10, 15 years ago, I think where it's happening now, the medical and science and stuff, like, nowadays they have a lot of better treatment for the ACL. So I'm hoping he comes back strong, and obviously, next season we'll see what he can do. But it's just unfortunate. I want to come on to this game now, though, because I want to talk about the lineup. We've discussed, obviously, we're texting here and there. What's the 11? What's the best 11? Or even for this game, I'll quickly go with. I don't know if we should do what you think what slot would go with, or what you'd play. I want you to pick. I want you to pick what you'd play if it was up to you. Your slot. And your slot's sick. I know you're sick at the moment. That slot's sick, but you've taken over for him for a day. He's giving you the keys to pick the team. What are you picking?
I'd go back five, the same as what we had against Everton. So Alisson, Bradley, Konate, Virgil, and then Kirkes.
Okay,
I'd do the same back five. Midfield, I'd do Grav, Mac, and Szoboszlai. And then the front three, I'd do Salah, Isak, and Wirtz at left wing.
Okay, that's interesting. That's probably what I would go with as well. I know that Wirtz a subject I do want to speak about, because obviously he was benched for the Merseyside derby, and I don't know if you saw his comments. There was a interview Wirtz did with Sky Germany. I think yesterday the quotes came out. He essentially said, pretty honest interview. I thought it was a good interview. He essentially said, Slot told me I'm going to play Atletico and I'm not going to play against Everton. So he knew that was happening.
Oh, okay.
And then they also asked him about the differences in the Premier League. And he did say, sometimes I feel like I'm rushing it too much, where I have more time on the, on the ball. I'm trying to pass it, etc. You should watch it. It's a pretty open and honest interview. Like, he knows what he can do better, and he knows, like, where he's not doing well, and it's refreshing to see that he knows, even the
Yeah,
physicality, he touched on it, and the
yeah,
pace of the game. But I do. I mean, we've spoke about this in depth. In even with my mates, we've had this chat when Vert signed. There was a massive clamor that even when my mate said, "Oh, Szoboszlai done for. Like he's not going to come into the team anymore." And I had a little, back and forth with my mate saying, you guys are mad. When you drop Szoboszlai out of that team, you're going to lose that physicality and that engine you have in the midfield. Because I've always felt like our midfield. There's been periods when I thought, you know what, we can get got at sometimes physically, and if we
yeah,
take out Szoboszlai, who, what he gives us off the ball, you add in Wirtz, who's, don't get me wrong, Wirtz is much better footballer than Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, and McAllister in terms of just pure football ability.
yeah.
But we know the Premier League is the Premier League, and the PNP and the pace and power that you need to win games. And I do worry that that was my worry in the preseason. And adding Wirtz in, of course, is amazing going forward, and we know what a top quality player is. But how is that going to, sort of change the dynamic of our midfield off the ball mainly? But it's interesting to see you've gone with left wing, because a lot of Liverpool fans I speak to think I don't want Wirtz in left wing. I want him in the 10. We bought him at the 10. He's a specialist 10. Play him there. What do you make of those people that don't want to see him in the left side? Because again, he's a 10. Most of his best work should be down the middle. What do you make of that?
I'll be real. I was in the same boat as well. I actually didn't want him in the 10, in the left wing either, because you already know my feelings about
Yep.
Szoboszlai on the ball. You know that he, in the final third, he irks me so much. So that's why I was always on the side where I wanted Wirtz to be the guy to have the say on the final pass or the
Yep.
final action. Because I know his decision making and stuff is like 10 times better than Szoboszlai's. But it was the Atletico game where I thought, do you know what? We can just play last season's midfield 3. And I don't know if you remember, I think it was on the 60th minute or something where he moved Wirtz to the left wing.
Yeah.
And he was like 10 times better than what he was that whole game. He wasn't very good that game anyways, but it was a big improvement I saw, and like the way he was linking up with Isak and stuff like that. So that made me think, okay, cool. If that is also a way, and it does help that Gakpo is not in the best of forms. So us as fans, we want to be excited, and that cutting in gimmick is just not working no more, like for us. So I think it'd be refreshing to see just a bit of a change on that left side. Which is why I do want him on the left side. But I think my main also reason why I want him on the left side is he can still get his game off on the left and get to grips with the league, whilst we still have that midfield stability. So that way it's killing two birds with one stone. We can be stable in the midfield, have that balance, and we also have him being able to get the grips with the league still. And I think when he plays out on the left, his issue this season has been people behind him. He can turn a guy, but the fact that they come back and try bite at your heels, that's what he's not used to. So they're out on the left, he'll get the ball and he's facing directly at the fullback, at the defender, so he can make his decision what he wants to do there. So I think having him out on the left, he'll be able to at least have that time to think about what he wants to do without rushing, like how he said, he rushes his passes and whatnot. He'll have that time out on the left to think about what he wants to do, make the next move, dribble past someone, go inside. I think it just allows him to be his creative self, I feel like, out on the left.
Yeah, again, it's interesting because obviously when we signed him, I assumed he'd play left. Then we signed Ekitike, then I was even more convinced he's going to play on the left. But then when we signed when we got Isak, then I was like, okay, maybe we are going to play him more of the 10.
Yeah.
So now I'm at a point where I still don't know what Slot's going to do with him, like long term. I think long term you go left, but we never know. He might pick up form in the 10. Gakpo might pick up form. Isak might play with Isak, Ekatike. Sorry, Ekatike might go on the left. So we've got so many options what we can do. It's going to be interesting. But going to the game on tomorrow, I think he will go with Gakpo 100% on the left. I can't see him changing it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think so as well. It's just it's just tried and tested, in it. He knows that that's what works, and he's going to go with it. I think
And
also
it's an away game.
Gakpo, if Gakpo can build a relationship with Kirkez, that will also help his game a bit better as well, because he's cutting in. But Kirkez is making that overlapping run where he can just slip the ball in, but he's just not doing it. I think as more games go by, they'll get that link up right.
I said this as well. One problem I've had with Kirkez isn't, when he had that, there's people getting on to Kirkez first 3 or 4 games saying he's been bad and whatnot. I never really saw it that way. I saw it as a way where we've signed him to be a flying fullback at Bournemouth, which he was a flying fullback going to the byline, basically Robertson 2.0. But at Liverpool, he was essentially a third centre back in the build up. And then Frimpong was flying forward. And I don't think that suits Kirkez's game, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
That's why when Trent left, I always said, we're going to need to be careful who we buy in the fullbacks, because it depends on Trent leave. If Trent stays, we need a full flying one. If Trent sort of, goes, then we need. I always thought I was surprised we bought Kirkez and Frimpong, if I'm being honest with you, as a pair, because they both like to go forward. I thought we'd buy one that's more defensive and one more thing, but we bought 2 going forward. So I think Kirkez, you haven't seen the best of him because he's not allowed to just go up and down, because on the other side's Frimpong doing the same thing.
Yeah, but from the last, I think it was the last 3 games, and I said it before the last 3 games as well, that I kind of sussed out what Slot wants to do with the fullbacks. I kind of clocked that he wants, obviously, one to be staying deep, but one to be going forward. But the best way to do that is how he's done it now. So he'll have Bradley at right back and Kirkez to be the one bobbing forward, and then when Robertson comes in, he'll have Frimpong on the other side, and it's worked the last 3 games the way he's done it. Kirkez has had good performances the last 2 times that he's played there at left back, and then Frimpong against Southampton was really bad, but like I kind of understood that is actually what he wants to do, and he doesn't want to have 2 flying fullbacks. He wants to have one that just to have a bit more control in the game. He doesn't want to be throwing everyone forward.
No, I agree that those pair work together like a Kirkez and a Bradley. I mean Bradley might be first choice as it stands, if that's going to be the case, because you assume Kirkez is first choice and left back. But it's horses for courses. But in terms of Palace, I think we probably will play. I think if Wirtz or McAllister drops, one of them probably. I'm guessing it's gonna be McAllister that drops out. I think
I feel like as well. Yeah,
you'll probably go Wirtz. I want a big performance from Wirtz, but I watched when we signed Wirtz. Obviously, I was excited. I binge watched hundreds of comps of this guy, and when you actually watch him for Leverkusen, you watch the stats, you look at the heat maps. He is very predominantly left side bias.
Yeah.
Like, I know he's a 10 and whatnot, but he loves going out to that left side. And
I do think that is also it was influenced by the formation that Alonso was playing, with having 3 at the back and then Grimaldo and Frimpong obviously as the guys that are flying forward. So I think that did allow him to come a bit narrower, because Grimaldo was the one that was giving the width. So he was shown as the guy that's out wide, but because of the width that Grimaldo was giving, he was allowed to come inside. So I think it did get skewed a bit just by the formation that was being used. But you can see it for us when he plays in a 10. He is going over to the left more than anything.
And
really.
my worry is as well, we've got McAllister that likes to go on that left side. You got Gakpo obviously likes to stay on that side and cut in. Isak likes to go into that channel.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I think, there's a lot of players in that like that side, where on the other side it's just Salah really, and Szoboszlai can do it a bit on that right side.
Yeah.
But
I think with Isak though, in the Southampton game, he was in the box a lot. Which this season Ekatike, we didn't see that of him as much. Like Isak, his positioning was always like, yeah, he'll drop in or go a bit left, but then when he sees that, okay, we're building an attack on this side, he'll go into the box and he's there, like he's ready for something to come in. Where with Ekitike, when he played, because he was dropping in to get the ball a lot, he'd kind of take Wirtz's spaces. So I think that did affect also Wirtz's game, just having another guy there close to him in his space and whatnot. So I think with Isak it might be a bit different, and I think it will be better.
Yeah, I think with Isak, Wirtz should look a lot better because Ekitike likes to drop deep into that into that number 10 sort of area, and Wirtz likes to play there as well. So I'm hoping Isak runs more forward, and it allows the through passes and those type of passes where Wirtz can pick him out. But yeah, obviously we know Ekitike's red carded. I can't believe what he did. I'm sure you've seen it. Everyone's seen it. He decides to do that, take his top off, and I knew straight away. I said it. Like, what's he doing? As soon as he took it off, I was like, yeah. I don't think he realizes what he's done, but it's one of those. I don't think he'll do it again. I think he can't do it again. I'm sure Slots told him, but Isak starts. Slot pretty much confirmed as well in his press conference this morning that he can't do 90 minutes.
No.
So that's one we have to watch. There's not much on the bench because we've seen last couple of games where we've had to bring on players to win it for us or change the game. If in this case it was going to be the likes of Chiesa, Rio, if we can't get the goals with Isak starting, it's what we got on the bench.
You reckon that Isak gets like around 60 minutes?
Yeah, I think 60, 65 maybe. And I'm hoping we're comfy 2-0 or something like that because then we can take him off, bring in Chiesa or Rio. Maybe even, I don't know, maybe put Gakpo down the middle. I don't know what we're going to do really because if Chiesa does come on I don't like Chiesa down the middle. For me, Chiesa, I like him on the left. You saw it again. I know it was Southampton, but on the left, he looks way more comfortable. Even on the right, I'm not keen on him. I think he's another player that likes to cut in, shoot. You can go on the outside a bit more. And for me, he's looked good, man. Every time I've seen Chiesa against Southampton, and Gakpo is one that I've not been massively impressed with Gakpo this season. I think he was decent against Bournemouth. Last couple of games, I do think he's become a bit predictable, where he's looking to always cut in and shoot. Not going on the outside. And I felt like there were certain games Rio has come on and he shows the unpredictability where defenders don't know what to do and they're scared of Rio. So yeah, I'm expecting a big game from Gakpo as well. I want him to step it up. I think he can. But let's see. What I think Slot would go with. I think agree with the back five. He'll go. I think it'll be Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk, Kirkes. I think he will go Grav, Mac, and I think Wirtz will play. And then front three, Salah, Isak, Gakpo.
So you think Szoboszlai dropped?
Sorry, Szoboszlai will play. Grav, Szoboszlai, and Wirtz.
Right.
Midfield three. McAllister I don't think McAllister will play this one.
Yeah.
But obviously I want McAllister to start getting that fitness back and start playing because he's not had the best start to the season, but we know when he's on it, he's gonna start for me. Yeah, man. Like I'm hoping we can get the job done. Looking at Palace's team as well, obviously we know they're strong defensively. Lacroix, Richards, Gahey, back three or back five. Wharton, I'm watching Wharton because we've seen links to him. I want to see what can he do it against us again. Obviously Mateta is a threat. He always gives us problems, I think, in terms of holding up play against Van Dijk, against Konate. He'll be a handful. And who else have they got? They've got
Sar's back. He's fit.
Is he back?
Yeah, he's fit. Glasner said today that he's ready.
Sar always scores against us as well. He's got a good record against us.
I might put him into my fantasy. I'm very tempted.
So we've got the lineups out of the way. So we expect it's going to be either Wirtz or McAllister. Really, the big question.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've seen people say, play Chiesa. I've seen some mad people say that. I don't think he'll do it, but obviously he's on the bench if we need him. yeah, where else do you think we can? Where do you see this game? Like, how do you see it going? Obviously away
I'm
from home.
yeah, I'm I'm in the sense that I feel like the way our season's gone, really, we will get a couple goals up. Like I see it happening again. We'll go a couple goals up. We'll have a 20-minute period where it's just sloppy, can't get the ball, can't pass the ball, can't keep a hold of it. And then they'll get one or two chances and then they'll capitalize. And then we gotta go again, try to get that third and get the winner. I predict that we're gonna win 3-2. And it's just gonna be another, torturous game. But I'm just
Yeah, I
waiting
can't
for
do one of those games, man. I
bro.
want a comfortable 2-0 get 2-0 win or something.
I'm in the same. If you tell me what I want, that little 2-0, a boring 2-0, a boring 1-0 even, I'll take. We get the goal early and we just hold. I would be more than happy. But it's just the way the season's gone. It's that little, like I said, that 20-minute period. I
Yeah,
don't know what it is. I don't know what goes through their heads, but it just becomes so poor, so sloppy. I don't know. It's like we think the game's over. 2-0, we're up. Yeah,
mm,
the game's over. I don't know what it is.
yeah. 2-0 is a
Really
dangerous
silly.
scoreline because
It is,
at
yeah.
2-0, do you go and push the third and kill it off, or do you
100%.
2-0, you're chilling, you sort of, you know,
Nah, I
keep
think
the score as it is.
yeah, no, I think if you go two, you want to push for that third. I think because once you get the second, their heads drop even further, and you just need to
But
capitalize on that and get that third.
another thing I don't think people have also maybe looked into. I think the reason why that happens, obviously, I do think we get sloppy with our passing and stuff. But when you're 2-0 up against a team, it becomes
It's,
easier for the opposition because they've got nothing to lose now. We're
yeah,
going to lose anyway. Let's
no, no.
attack Liverpool and go for it. And
But
that's why I think,
that should leave more gaps for us to get the third. Do
yeah,
you know what I mean?
should do.
It
I do
works.
think we try our best to go in a lead, 2-0 up, and then teams think, okay, we've got nothing to play for now.
Yeah,
Let's give it a go, give it a shot. And then they come back, and then obviously we get a bit nervy or we lose a bit of composure. But yeah, I think we need to just be clinical. We do get chances, and obviously the control in the midfield. I'm
yeah.
hoping we can have it when we go 2-0 up, just to
That's
kill
gonna be
off
hard
the
though.
game.
That's gonna be hard with Wharton and Will Hughes. I mean, I
Yeah,
know it's Will Hughes, but they're really good in the midfield and they're able to control the game. And Hughes is like
yeah,
he's very combative. He'll bite into a tackle. So that, and we know McAllister. If McAllister starts, he's gonna get beat up. He gets beat up all the time. Um, Same with Verts really as well. So I think it will be tough to be able to control that midfield, but if we can do it,
I think
that will be the recipe.
I think it's going to come down to one goal. Like either way, it might be a 1-0 or a 2-1. Because
Yeah.
Palace don't concede that many goals. They're not a
No,
team that are going to ship 3-4
no.
goals. So we need to get the goal and defend well. I think we could do it. Obviously, Van Dijk, Kanate need to be on it. They have been on it. I think Kanate had a couple of shaky games at the start, but he's been imperious since. Van Dijk, we know, has been top class.
That that could not. What I've realized, like when a player has one or two bad games, like it's silly, but like I've seen our flops of the season so far,
Yeah,
and Konate is in that, and I'm thinking, right, he was bad against Bournemouth, he was bad against Newcastle, solid against Arsenal, solid against Burnley, solid against Atletico. Like every game since that
yeah.
second game,
He's had two bad games.
he's been really good and like
Yeah, it's the same with McAllister. There's people
yeah,
now rewriting McAllister's whole Liverpool career when this guy was our best midfielder last season, and I'm
yeah,
hearing he wasn't our best midfielder. He's literally voted in the top 30 Ballon d'Or list.
yeah,
McAllister, what, 22nd. He was our
yeah.
best midfielder in terms of August. I know a lot of people think Gravenberch was, but
No,
McAllister from the start to the end, most
yeah,
consistent, I'd say, because there were
yeah.
patches.
Exactly that's the main thing is the consistency. Obviously, Gravenberch tailed off at the end of the season due to him playing every single
Yeah,
minute.
you overplayed, and that's my
Um,
worry again. Even are we going to overplay Grav again? And Sobozlai as well. I think we overplayed him last season. McAllister sort of was lucky in April. we won the league. He never played a game anymore because we knew we rinsed him.
Yeah.
Obviously that we'll see, because when March comes around, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister, if they look leggy when it's knockout rounds in the Champions League, that's where we're gonna get knocked out. I think if that midfield, they got to keep the legs. Jones has to obviously do well as well, because Endo really in that midfield three when in March, April, when it's knockout football, when it's it's do or die. I say those periods when you have to win. I feel like again we saw it against Carabao Cup final. We got bullied. All three of our midfielders got bullied against Newcastle in the Carabao. And then but we'll see. I hope they can keep the freshness. I need Slot to rotate a lot more, but will he have faith to rotate the squad this season? Because I thought that was our downfall against PSG.
I think he, given Szoboszlai's form, I think that rotation of Szoboszlai, McAllister, and Wirtz and Jones, I think those four will get rotated. It's Gravenberch that I'm worried about.
Yeah,
it's just we
don't have number 6, or we do. We have Endo, but
I think we may not have a 6, but it's like we're gonna, because he's not really a 6 himself. I think he just has to kind of put the faith on like
Jones
and McAllister to
do a 6 like, here and there.
Well,
I think they can do it against weaker teams. But it's the balance in it, because Gravenberch does give you the bringing out the ball from the back in terms of dribbling, carrying. I think that's the thing with our midfield of last season, because Gravenberch is really an 8/10. McAllister is a 8/10. Szoboszlai is an 8, really. He played 10, but he's really an 8 box to box. So they can do bits of everything. Whereas we never had a pure specialist, we never had a specialist 10, which we do now, Wirtz. We never had a specialist 6 as well, which we still don't have. But that's what I think is our how our midfield worked last season, because we have 3 midfielders in Grav, Szoboszlai, and McAllister that can do a bit of defending and attacking. But in terms of score predictions, obviously you said you will win 3-2. I'm gonna go with a clean sheet. I'm gonna predict something crazy. I think we're gonna win 1-0. I think it might be one of those games where we just get Isak and then we shut it out. I'm hoping I want a clean sheet. We've not kept many, I don't think. Funnily enough, it was against Arsenal
and Burnley, really. Those are the only 2. That's same. I really hope we do keep a clean sheet, because the only way we concede is like sloppy goals, in it. Goals that we're giving to them. So
even you look at our last couple of goals we conceded against Southampton. Endo just loses a header. We should be cruising that game, really. Obviously, they had chances to, they hit that crossbar or whatnot. Against Everton, he got sloppy in that one as well. We lost the control. And then they get a goal out of nice finish, to be fair. But it's that period from like 45 to 60. That period, we need to make sure we don't make any errors or let them have a goal. And it's about scoring at the right times before half time, around that 60, 70 minute mark. We scored 2 early goals, and then the whole game, I feel like the timings we've scored as well has been a bit doesn't make it comfortable for us, in my opinion.
It's like Everton. It's an Everton game. Like I think the first goal was like the 13th minute or 10th minute. I can't remember. It was around.
Gravenberch scored in the 8th, 9th minute.
And then we made it too quickly, and then at that point, as like that was our best football we played this whole season as well. And I was thinking, this looking like we can get 3-4. It's that we just don't kill the games off early is what's killing us. So if we if we can get 2-3, because
against Palace it's going to be tough. I can't see us scoring like that against Palace. I think Ekitike is a big miss as well. For me, he would have started ahead of Isak this one.
I think so as well.
I've been so impressed with Ekitike, honestly. Like, I think he's top. I think this guy is too good to even be a backup striker. Like, obviously we've got Isak. Obviously Isak's better, but I think Ekitike. I genuinely think if we didn't sign Isak, we'll still win the league with Ekitike up front. That's how much I rate him. Obviously, we would have needed
Yeah.
depth and stuff, but I think this guy will get you goals, and his all-round play is what I've been most impressed about. I watched a lot of when we were linked with Ekitike, I watched a lot of his comps and stuff.
Yeah.
I knew he was a good player, but he's gone above and beyond what I thought even he was.
Yeah.
Especially at this, I thought he might need another season to kick on, but he's playing well.
Given
And
his age as well, like
Yeah.
given how young he is, I thought he'd take way longer time than what he's
people forget though, he was a bit of I don't want to say wonder kid, but he had a lot of talent. PSG signed him, and he was in. When they had the Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, he was the bench player. Obviously, no player's going to get into that team, so he ended up having to leave. Went to Frankfurt, built his career up. Obviously, now got a big money move to Liverpool, but he's always had that ability. I think it was Rhymes he was at initially.
Rhymes,
But yeah, look, when you have Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, you're never going to get in.
You're not getting in. Yeah,
that team, it was a crazy team. So, but yeah, I'm impressed. Obviously, I hope he can come back, and I do want to see Ekitike and Isak together in a game. We have not seen it before.
Yeah,
I don't think we've seen it anyway, but I do want to see how that would work. But going on to Isak, obviously got his first goal at Anfield. Nice finish,
mate. When he done that,
yeah,
I was off my seat. That I've been waiting for that celebration for time.
Yeah, I sent a picture of Isak doing that to a Newcastle fan. I speak to at work. He wasn't too happy. But yeah, look, I think Isak, was never in doubt when he got that chance. He had one very early on, 20 seconds, I think, 30 seconds. Should have scored, but you knew that he was going to score that game. And I'm excited to see Isak.
Do you know what? It fries my brain because the way we've been starved of just a decent striker, when he put that chance away, I promise you, I was thinking, oh, that's tough. But he made it look so easy.
Yeah.
He just knows where the goal is. He knew what he was doing. I'm thinking, bro, if that was Darwin Núñez, he's even getting contact with the ball, let alone getting the goal.
I don't know if it was in the Southampton. I don't think it was in the Southampton game. I think it was. What was the Isak's first game with us in the Premier League? He came on. No, sorry, against Atletico. When he played against Atletico, there was a pass I think Wirtz did to Isak, and Isak took one touch and shot curler.
And he had to stretch as well. He had to stretch to control.
Yeah, he had to stretch a bit. And I knew, this guy is crazy. And it was something that a lot of strikers can't do that. He didn't score, but it was just the way he flicked it.
It's just his instinct. It's like shooting is his instinct. He knows. He just knows where the goal is.
He can quickly get a shot off. One touch and he shoots and it's on target. And there's actually a stat that Isak, 50% of the time, if it's on target, he's going to score. He's got a crazy.
His conversion rate.
His conversion rate is high. And that's what we pay the money for. Hopefully, he can carry on scoring goals and deliver us a title. But yeah, man, I'm quietly confident we can do it tomorrow. Obviously, it's a big weekend because if we win, Arsenal, that's like 9 points. They have to win. If we win and Arsenal points, then I think it looks very spooky if you're an Arsenal fan, and then there will be question marks if you're an Arsenal fan if we can get the win and they don't. That's why I want to win and put the pressure on Arsenal. Yeah,
I think at this period, and it more comes from the Leone injury. I think at this period, as many points as we can, we need to grab and put the pressure on them. If we can extend that to 8, to even double digits.
If we get to 8, and then 9, and then they will start losing faith.
I just want us to have a nice comfy cushion. So if down the line, something mad happens, an injury or whatever, then we have that cushion to try to fight for it.
Yeah.
Because if it happens at a time where Arsenal are just like a point behind us, then it's going to be really, really tough to defend them off.
Yeah, look, we haven't been great, but look, we're 5 out of 5. Not any team can say that. Arsenal, they have to hang in there. Obviously, they have to hope likes of Palace and stuff get points off us. But I am looking at that Newcastle Arsenal game and as a game where potentially Arsenal could drop points because they do struggle against Newcastle. I know they've not got Isak anymore.
Yeah.
That's the worry. But under those lights, Newcastle, St James Park, we know that the atmosphere they turn up, and I'm hoping they can nick something golden on the counter attack. But we've got to do our business. I don't worry about Arsenal. If we, as I said, if we do our job, we'll win the league because we're the better team. So that's where I see it. But yeah, in terms of what else you're looking for, what do you want to see in terms of tactics or the way we play? Anything you think?
I think it's more. It's like, I think you're in the same boat as me as well. It's more just being able to control the game. A 90-minute game where we control the game. You know, we limit them to chances. You know, they may, you know, get in behind, but are they taking a shot off from it? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we completely limit them. That is what I need.
I was gonna say, you know, mostly there's people saying we look shaky, not great defensively, etc. Last couple of games. I think I sort of stat as well. In the last like 3 league games, we've only conceded 3 shots on target. The teams are getting some shots, but a lot of this blocked and, you know, going out. And in terms of on target, what Alisson's doing, the numbers aren't too bad, especially since we've bought Bradley and Kirkes in. Because when you look at the 2 games where we struggled, it was when we had Frimpong and Kirkes, 2 fullbacks that like to go forward. When we've had Bradley and a Bradley and a Kirkes, or a Frimpong and a Robbo, it's a more balance there. And I think that's the way we're going to go. And since that's happened, realistically, we've been decent defensively.
Yeah, I think if you think about last season as well, I'm pretty sure at the start of the season, we were keeping clean sheets, but people were all like, you know how there's that running joke this season where Liverpool look food in transition.
We are unsustainable FC and stuff.
Yeah. So we had the same thing last season where everyone was like, oh, you can get at Liverpool. The thing is, there's a difference of getting at Liverpool and actually getting a shot on target, because we may allow you to, you know, get in behind or whatever, but if we know that it's covered, it's not a worry for us. And I've clocked that with Slot as well, because he, in his interviews, you always hear him say, oh, they didn't really create many chances, not that I can remember, but in the game they might have created like 5-6, but how many shots does it result in shots and shots on target is what he looks at.
Obviously, when you're in the game, you're emotional. You know, your adrenaline might be going, and you see every time they go forward as, oh, look, they're going behind us. But when you watch the game back after the results happen, and you know you've won the game, and you just watch it back, you see the chances. You know, it's a lot. You look at the XG. Obviously, against Everton, they never had much. I know second half they played a lot better, but shots on target wise, it wasn't much.
No.
Arsenal, we saw they didn't have much as well. And Arsenal are meant to be a top team, obviously one of our challengers. So yeah, I think defense-wise, we're not there yet for sure. The balance ain't there in the midfield, because 100%. we've tried to fit Wirtz in, and as I said, Wirtz is a 10, and he wants to play a different style to what we play. Like, we're getting used to how we play. You know, we do like to go a bit more direct, and it is more physical than our midfield, like the way we play. So. And we're bedding in new players, so that's what, you know. But look, we're 5 out of 5, you know. So
now, bro,
if we click, you know, I mean, in the Premier League, we've not lost a game. We've won every game, and if we click we know the potential this team has. We know the players we have. If they are performing even 80%, like people like Wirtz, you know, we're probably seeing like 40-50% of him.
Yeah,
Isak, even though he scored, he's probably operating at 60%.
Yeah,
you know, even Salah, he's nowhere near operating at his best. Gakpo's not operating at his best. So if we get these guys playing at their best, then you hope, you know, we start taking it, you know, killing teams, taking the game away from them.
Yeah, I need that 18, 19, 19, 20 Liverpool where, you know, first 20 minutes, you know that we're just on you. We're gonna get our goals, and that's it. Like, if we're not.
That was an elite team, though. The balance was unreal.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. If we're 2-3-0 up in the first 20 minutes, we know the game's done. We know in the first 20 minutes.
I knew 1-0 up. If we score, we score first. In 1920, we're up. It's done.
Yeah,
that's how, you know, we had that midfield three. Obviously, Henderson, Fabinho, Gini. We had Trent, Robbo, Van Dijk. I think it was Matip or Gomez. Yeah, and the front three. We know the front three. But yeah, look, this team is still gelling, and it's going to take a bit of time. But look, cream rises to the top. And I always say it with people like Verts, Isak, they will show eventually because these guys are top players. And for me, there's no way they won't show it. And that's why I still have faith in all our signings. That the cream will rise to the top, man. And we've signed some unbelievable players. They just need to show it now.
Yeah.
In terms of what else we quickly touch upon, we've got about 5 minutes, I think, for the stream.
Um,
Obviously, we've given our score predictions. We spoke about sort of Leone, the injury is unfortunate. Gahey, the Gahey derby, essentially this is.
Custody of Gahey match.
Yeah.
We've had 2 custody matches this season,
Yeah,
Isak. One for Isak, came out on top.
That Isak saga is still it's going to matter. I still remember, the day it was official, like around midnight was it? I think when he signed. I fell asleep. I told everyone in a group chat, stay awake, guys, stay awake. It's happening. And then I think at 12 past or like 10 past 12, I think Luke Edwards broke it. Yeah. But yeah, I think we'll wrap it up here, man. It's been a pretty good stream. I'll definitely be watching tomorrow. I might stream tomorrow if you can. I don't know if you can jump on. I might do a quick match review. If hopefully we can get the result.
Yeah.
And then if we win, do Arsenal play tomorrow or Sunday?
Sunday.
Look, if we win, we put our feet up, hate watch. Hopefully they can get something. And I'm looking at the next till December now. Win every game. There's going to be a game every 3 days. This is where the title is. I think you sort of won and lost. Like getting that run, getting into January. We need to, just build that gap now and put Arsenal out of the misery. To the point where they're not even. It's still tight, but I didn't get your thoughts on Arsenal much. We'll probably speak about on our challenges. Man City as well. I don't know if you think Man City are. I think it'll be Liverpool, Arsenal this season. I do want to get your thoughts on it.
So I don't know if you remember from when we done the predictions.
You guys had Chelsea finishing above Arsenal.
I had Chelsea finishing above Arsenal, and I was hoodwinked by Chelsea preseason, man. The way they were playing in preseason, and obviously now they've got issues with Palmer and stuff. So
that Club World Cup, I'm not moved by that trophy, man.
The thing is that it wasn't even that
convinced
me that it was literally preseason, the friendlies that they played. It was just from what I saw with my eyes of
they played well,
and the link up, and even like Bino Gittins and stuff. Like they looked like proper quality players, and then come the season, it's just I also do think Maresca's a bit.
It's pressure on him. For me,
he's making some weird decisions. I think.
For me, it always comes down to what I've been seeing with Liverpool. Like when we had Mignolet and stuff in goal, you never win anything ever. Karius, you will never win anything without a decent goalie. Like you can have all the best players you want. If your goalie's terrible, Sanchez, case in point, just clears out Mbomo, and even their centre backs, the 2 centre backs, they've got I don't know who they've got. Cole was out injured, so they play Chalobah and
they've got Fofana back now.
Chalobah.
He's been playing Chalobah and Tosin as well.
You ain't winning nothing with that goalie and that back line, the centre backs. That's why Arsenal, they will still maintain a certain level because they've got the goalie and the 2 centre backs. If they didn't have those, if you swap Arsenal's 2 centre backs with Chelsea's, you will see Arsenal struggle. I think this is important.
I just thought their attack was just so good that they'll just outscore teams, and that
not for me, man.
It's like
who scores goals in their team though? João Pedro, he'll be lucky you get 5 goals out of him.
Nah, he's getting. I reckon he gets 10 this season minimum.
He's never had double-digit goals in his life, I don't think. And then
that's
João Pedro, I was looking at him as a potential Liverpool signing, but then I was like, does this guy get enough goals? I have him in FPL. When he scores, it's a pen. At Brighton, and he wasn't getting open play, but obviously he's getting it now. But now Chelsea never convinced me. I thought I was more of in hope that they can challenge Arsenal, but I just think they lack that upper end quality like we have and Arsenal have, and even City.
Yeah.
But let's see, man, because I've seen some Chelsea fans saying, Maresca might be under pressure and stuff, maybe his job and whatnot, because of some of the comments. I don't know if you've seen Maresca made some comments
Yeah,
about his
yeah,
transfer window.
yeah. I saw that, but I think with Chelsea now, it's kind of clear that it's a business.
Yeah,
You know how we say, "Oh, they spent 2 billion. What have they done?" But their 2 billion isn't 2 billion. Their 2 billion is what we brought in and then
trading.
what we're selling. Exactly. It's literally they're running it as a business for
Hey,
profit purposes.
FSG Getafe link up. We'll see. We'll be doing it soon as well.
I hope so, man. I hope get some Spanish talents in.
Yeah,
Get a couple midfield maestros. Yeah, I'd love that.
yeah. Let's see. But yeah, for now, thanks for joining.
No worries, bro.
Please, guys, hit the like button. Sorry, I missed a few comments. Fade Scatter, I'm worried for tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll see, man. Join us in the post match. Hopefully, we've got the win. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We will be back again. Keep your notifications on when we go live.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you all. Anything else you want to add, Raf?
Just
Yeah, guys. Hopefully, we get the 3 points, and it's an ESAC celebration as well. Take care.